So, introductions, Ajur, Brad?
Yeah, man. So we've got a best of three. This is season SASL season 3, round one. We have Protoss versus Random. I gotta turn my Skype noises off because I'm getting clicks everywhere. But we have LtNKewie versus TABiGbiRd. Looking forward to this one.
TA, representative for TA, one of our sponsors, of course.
Yeah, you know it. As I just get sponsor shout outs out.
Indeed. So, what do you guys think? And also, before I forget, we have our another caster here. We've got Huge Anthony. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it all going? I'm doing well. This should be an interesting. Uh, it's a highly ranked Masters Protoss versus a highly ranked Random. Sorry. So it should be interesting to see how it all pans out here tonight.
So you want me to
Indeed,
chuck up
indeed.
the intros?
Yeah, do it, dude.
No worries. So spawning in our bottom left-hand corner, I guess I should note straight away we are playing on the first map, GSL Daybreak. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have our orange Protoss, TABiGbiRd, and spawning in our top right-hand position was it. I should note BiGbiRd did go random, so it will be a PvP. We do have spawning in our top right-hand corner our green Protoss LtNKewie. And while I'm here, I would just like to do a special shout out to our obviously our important sponsors. We do have Juice Studios for cheap and reliable Australian-based web hosting and VPS. Go no further than juicestudios.com.au. And another big shout out to Terra Australis as one of Southeast Asia's most established StarCraft 2 clans. Terra Australis is the perfect clan for any StarCraft 2 enthusiast. Be sure to check them out at www.clan-ta.com. So thanks for them.
Thank you, Brad, and
Yes,
thanks to our
thank you.
sponsors.
Awesome
So
sponsors there.
PvP, what do you think we can expect here today, Carlo?
I'm not too experienced with PvP matches, to be honest with you, but I reckon it's interesting that they is it normal to play to wall off these days? So I'm seeing kind
Not
of like an attempted wall off there.
generally as a Protoss, you really only wall off against a Zerg, as there's not really a lot more that can be done. You want to be able to get your full concave around your entrance if you say happen to get all in. So
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hence, I was kind of noting this attempted wall off here, but yeah, should be alright. We'll see what happens, I guess. We'll see what happens.
we shall. It could also be because who was it that went random? I believe it was
BiGbiRd.
BiGbiRd that went random. Yeah. So Kewie didn't know
Yeah.
if what race BiGbiRd was, so he may have just been starting a wall off just in case he may have been a Zerg. So once he's now found out that hey, he's a Protoss, oh, I don't need to wall anymore. Awesome.
To be honest, I completely forgot that he's gone. He's gone random. It's just such a weird concept to have random players in a tournament, so.
It
So
is.
that's
It is
why.
interesting.
But it's interesting. He was trying to avoid a PvP situation, so he goes random for the whole best of three. And the ironic part is he still gets a PvP.
Oh, gotta hate that irony, don't you?
Well,
Oh,
so yes, so we're not really seeing much at the moment. All pretty standard opening stuff here.
although there are
Nothing
two
much to
gates
report.
up for Kewie, and he is boosting out his warp gate, which as there's only two gates, it could be maybe a two-gate expand. He might pop down a couple more gates and go for a four-gate on BiGbiRd, but he might not at the same time.
You can never tell with these Protoss. They're very, very, very dodgy. These Protoss
Yeah.
players. No, I'm only joking. But the reason I say that is like Protoss can just trick you with show you their buildings at the front, and then make you think that he's going for a specific build, and then they can just do a full 180 and just hit you with something just completely out of left field.
This is true. And we have a scouting stalker here by Kewie. which isn't really going to do any damage as such, although if he does get that, well he won't, but if he did get that sentry, that could have been a reasonably bad, but... Oh, he does
Pretty
get the
good,
sentry. And he gets a
pretty
probe.
good pressure actually. Pretty good pressure here. Doing some damage. It's quite good.
That is 5, 6 workers killed with that one stalker, I believe. 8 workers killed.
Yes,
That
no, that's
is
awesome. That's a very
crazy
good,
amount.
very cost-efficient attack there.
Very definitely.
Except, I'm not sure. Nah, he's not keeping on with the attack, so that's good. We got
I
a.
just thought, you know, I'm
here-
just going to dish out a little bit of pressure here, screw up your economy a little bit, and then just pull back. He
Yes.
is up on the probe count, but only by 3.
Yes,
So
it's
he
not
hasn't
a
really
lot.
gone high out economy.
No, it's definitely not a lot. But with the first game, usually it's enough to play some mind games in your opponent. It's like, oh, getting a bit of pressure here. You know, it's unsettling, especially for the first game. You know,
Definitely.
I know as a
And
low player here, I get unsettled by lots of those little pressures and throws my build off quite a lot.
yeah, definitely. So we've got a little army massing up here for Kewie. Nothing too serious, though he might actually be able to do some damage with it. But those 2 sentries that BiGbiRd has would just be able to wall this off, but he might force the cancel of the Nexus here.
Yes, definitely. That would be pretty good if you can force the cancel on that.
It would. And it looks like he is going to have to cancel this Nexus.
Yes,
There
there it is. 100 minerals. That's excellent. Is he gonna cut? Alright, no need. Yeah.
Oh,
So that cancel cost him 100 minerals, and what did he lose? Though did he lose in that? Two.
he
He
lost
didn't lose the
3,
immortals. That's good.
3 Stalkers, I think, and that is actually quite, well, not really very efficient at all.
But the cancel, then it would delay his income gathering in the later stages of the game, I think. And
Does indeed.
he's got
So what have
about
we got?
3/4 of his own nexus there, so it's very minute details. You know, that's the thing with StarCraft. It's all about minute details.
Definitely. Definitely indeed. Both of them really doing the similar sort of build. Nothing out of the ordinary. There's no sneaky DTs, no Stargate, nothing in particular. Although we have now got a robotics bay going down for Kewie and a Twilight Council going down. Oh, and a warp prism going down as well for BiGbiRd. So we might see some
Okay.
warp drops coming in here. Oh, that would be crazy insane.
Could just turn the tide. What's the income gathering rate at the moment? Pretty equal,
It is.
with 32 harvesters for Kewie and 29. So not a lot of difference there, but obviously that initial pressure that Kewie applied at the start, I mean, it made a little bit of a difference, but
Definitely.
knows how that will-
And, well, with the second base of Kewie up, his income in minerals in particular was actually double that of BiGbiRd. You know, he's just been putting out that little bit of pressure, but it's been just enough to be able to force BiGbiRd to say, hey, I need to build up a little bit of an army here just in case he does go for a bit of an all-in strat.
definitely, definitely. And here's the warp prism here. What did he drop there?
You drop 2 zealots and then
Zealots,
picks them up.
yep.
So we might just go for a quick drop in here into his mineral iron, and where's the nearest pylon? Not very close, so this could do a little bit of damage if Kewie doesn't micro his...
Here it is. Oh,
Here we
he
go.
detects it, pulls away. The threat is just as good as the attack, I think.
It is, because it drops that production down
That's
for
right.
just long enough.
And look, they're equal in harvesters now. I'm looking at the income tab here. They're both on 41 harvesters now. And Kiwi's collecting minerals at 800 and BiGbiRd's collecting at 1200. So just that, he didn't lose anything, but he was able to climb his way back from that early deficit, from that early pressure that Kewie's
And
taken
now
out.
look,
That's a damn
a
good
little
move.
mistake from Kewie. He sent all of his probes down over to his natural base when there was no longer any pressure up from BiGbiRd,
Exactly, exactly. Now that's
which
really good. That was
oversaturated.
very good.
He's going for the warp prison. He won't get it, but he did pick off one zealot, and I do believe that zealot didn't do any damage, so that was a bit of a waste there by BiGbiRd. And a Colossus up for Kewie. Still just taking his time down here, BiGbiRd. Just like, I'm just gonna, you know, macro up a little bit, just see what's going on.
It's clearly showing his high level there, able to do all that sort of stuff. And
He does have 8 gateways up, and he has also taken, or is starting to take, a third.
be interesting to see what Kewie will do at this point. If he actually gets to see that third and tries to do something about it. Be an interesting engagement there and see what he's gonna do. But then if he doesn't do anything, that'll just keep him falling further and further behind there.
Definitely. The army supply is quite higher of Kewie's forces though. So he might be looking for maybe a bit of a push soon before he takes a third.
He'll need to do something at this point, I believe. He needs to do
He
something.
will.
He's got 2 Colossus there. And
Trying for a sneaky pylon, BiGbiRd, but Kewie just happened to scout that in time.
yes,
Sneaky, sneaky.
in my opinion, Kewie really needs to do something at this point.
He does. He does have, as I said earlier, increased supply though. But he's about to fall a bit behind in income, which possibly means he might be going for a little bit of an all-in strat if we don't see that Nexus pop. But I have a feeling we're about to see it, because he does have the probe sitting there for his third. But as I say that, he warps in some more units.
What's your opinion here for the heavy Archon play there against PvP? What's the metagame for that these days?
Archons do provide very heavy splash damage, and Archon charge lot is a quite viable unit composition.
Oh yes, there it is. There's the. I was looking for the Zealots. I was thinking, what's happening here? He's having Archons, but nothing to cover it with. There we go.
This would actually be an interesting battle, as Kewie
They
does
both
have significantly higher supply on his army. But as I say that, a few more Archons being spawned in here, and although it is still, what is that, 8, 9 higher? So
It'd be a very interesting engagement, put it that way. The way I see it is if Kewie puts his Colossus in a good spot, I reckon he could actually hold this. But
he could, and it would also help as he has got 1-1 upgrades, whereas BiGbiRd is currently sitting on 0-0.
Indeed. So,
and we have an engage up the top. Zealots attacking into BiGbiRd's third, and he warps in some units just to try and deal with that. Deal with them.
Pretty good. Good.
It is interesting though, those Zealots haven't actually done any significant damage other than killing 1 cannon and I think 2 of BiGbiRd Zealots.
Yes, yes. I think he definitely needed to put them like closer near the worker line, I believe.
Definitely.
So it's a bit of a standoff at the moment, Mexican standoff. Pardon the pun.
Thermal lance finally being researched.
I believe he
still
will.
Don't have a third from Kewie.
Here we go. It's all down to this at the moment. He's not pulling back those Colossi. There we go. Gotta pull back those Colossi. They're too valuable.
That is
there we go.
Of upgrades and Colossus.
And this is the time to do something. And here we go. We see a push
And
coming
we're going
in.
to see a counter-attack from Kewie.
This is going to be a perfect time to counterattack, and he needs to do damage here. He's quite behind here with the 3 base to 2 base. He needs to do something with his push.
He is indeed. He's also pulling quite a few minerals. And we might see a two-pronged attack here from Kewie as he's setting up for the attack on the third, although he might just be grouping up his forces instead.
Oh, he's gonna take the third here. It's be really interesting.
If he does manage to take this third, then it will put BiGbiRd in a bit of an awkward position. And there it is an Artosis.
There it is. Nice power down.
Powering those 3 gateways there.
Take that Nexus, buddy. That's it. I think he's just...
And the third will drop. Easily.
This is very good. This is a game-changing moment here. This is exactly what he needed to do, and he's achieved that, so...
He has indeed, and he also has taken his third. Kewie, that is.
Excellent.
So,
this is excellent. So is he gonna go up that ramp and unleash hell? We could see an engagement. No. Bit of movement there. What's going on here?
it's a lot of probes.
probes.
Where are they going?
They're going to expand. There's the reinforcements from Kewie coming in. There's the Nexus coming down.
There we go.
Zealot, more Zealot heavy army for BiGbiRd here.
We do have 5 Colossus in Kewie's army. Those
The
will
more
out
he
at
waits,
least
the stronger
3
BiGbiRds.
Zealots.
Sorry, I was just saying, the more he waits, the stronger BiGbiRd's army's becoming.
This is true. How are we looking on an upgrade front? Both sitting on 2-2, and current army supply, however, is 103 to Kewie to 105 to BiGbiRd.
Here's the economic choke. Kewie's going for an economic choke. Is he gonna get these 2 Colossi? Oh, get those Colossi down, Pat. That's it. Nice work.
Let's see another engage.
Those 5 callers doing massive damage. He has to pull them back. That's excellent there. And a successful engagement there. And the Nexus finishes.
And the GG. Very, very well played by Kewie. Very well played.
Indeed, indeed. I'd have to say the underdog pulls through there.
He does. It was interesting to see how Kewie managed to just build up an army and harass BiGbiRd enough. Even though BiGbiRd did have a significantly stronger economy, he might have overcommitted to his economy. It was just... there wasn't much he could do.
Yes, yes. No, that's excellent. Now, BiGbiRd's just asking me for map choices here.
There's also... it was... to watch the first engage of the Stalker. I think there was one Stalker originally and then a second Stalker which came in, and they managed to kill 9 probes between the 2 of them. I mean, that is just insane, the amount of probes and the economy, the effects that would have had on BiGbiRd's economy.
Indeed, indeed. I was very, very close at the start, but I think, yeah, that engagement at the start.
That early push, like with just 2 Stalkers, that really did a lot for Kewie, because he was able to see, hang on, this guy, he might not have the best micro in the world. I might be able to do some damage here. And really, BiGbiRd just wasn't, like, he wasn't that far behind on the probe count, but he was always lagging behind on the army count. And I just feel like that initial engage just put that mindset into BiGbiRd, because a lot of this is about how you're able to control your emotions in a game. And it just put BiGbiRd in that mindset of, hey, this guy, he might actually, be able to take me down here. And that's just not a mindset you want to get in, or it just throws your game.
Indeed. Like I was saying at the start, a slight pressure at the start, just this enough to just unsettle you and just, you know, take you off your normal game. So there you go.
Can indeed.
Alright, our next map I think is going to be Coral Compound. And do remember that BiGbiRd has to go random here, considering he went random for the first game. He will have to go random for the entirety of the match, so this could prove as a disadvantage to him if he somehow gets his off race, but we never know.
Yes.
Is BiGbiRd a normal toss player, or?
I was actually looking at his profile just earlier, and it said that yes, he does usually play Protoss, so
yes,
that should have been his strongest race. And
Indeed.
From what I could tell, it was actually quite a good build. In essence, it was just focusing maybe a little bit too much on the economy and not quite enough on the army.
Yes, indeed, indeed. That was an excellent game to watch. Always like my PvP games, but I was watching earlier. What's happened in the GSL there? I was watching that TVT, and how intense a TVT matches these days. Far out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, do I go bio? Mech? What's
Mech
going on here?
Mech proves like to be, in my opinion, I think TVTs with the mech play. Mech play is really strong, I believe.
Yeah, it definitely is.
But I think the way he used the mobility of those Hellions, I think that was the main. Issue there, which is really awesome. He really bullied the other player. I mean, technically the bio should be a lot more mobile, but the way he used that mech army, wow. Sorry, I'm getting away from topic here, but that was an awesome game.
I must admit, I actually didn't watch the GSO today, but I was planning on catching up on it a little bit later. But...
Yes. Oh, my apologies if I've just spoiled that for you.
That's alright. No,
but I didn't say who was going who, so there you go.
You didn't. I have actually been enjoying watching some TVT matches, as
yes.
Terran is easily my least liked race.
Indeed. I think a lot of people would share your opinion in that, to be honest. But...
purely because of Marines, I feel it is. But I haven't been enjoying watching one Terran absolutely stomp another Terran, just out of pure, wow, this is awesome.
It is a very good matchup to watch. In any way, Brad, can I just drag you from the depths of the lurker?
The lurker? Interesting.
Indeed.
You can. I will be more than happy to do the intro. So, obviously, as we saw in game number 1, it was Kewie winning, was it not? Was it Kewie? Kewie won?
Yes, it was Kewie.
I just wanted to make sure.
That, yes.
So, spawning in our top right-hand position, spawning as a random player, and we'll be playing as Terran in this matchup. We do have our orange Terran, TABiGbiRd, and cross positions on this 1v1 map, it is guaranteed. But nonetheless, spawning in our bottom left-hand corner, obviously playing Protoss for all of these games, we do have our red Protoss, LtNKewie.
Whoosh. Then Thundersticks. Waiting for the Thundersticks. We don't have the Thundersticks.
Not this time. Maybe once we get a studio audience, then we'll hear some clapping. But
having those SASL Thundersticks would be absolutely amazing.
All right, let's see how Kewie plays against a Terran player this time.
It's Terran.
You know, I have actually heard a bit on the DL that this is his least favorite matchup, as there's not really, he doesn't quite understand how to deal properly with a very well played Bioball. He does play quite well against mech, but a Bioball, if TABiGbiRd happens to know this, then it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yes, definitely. But considering that this is BiGbiRd's off race as well, his timings might not be as crisp assist plus play, but you never know as well. That could come into the play as well. So excellent matchup nonetheless, I believe.
And we've had a bit of a scout here from Kewie. He's just like, hey, this guy's random. That's right. I should probably go and see what sort of race he is so I know what sort of build to make. That's the thing with random players. You never know until you scout. So there's a rules of StarCraft 101. Always scout a random opponent.
I always go on the premise that it's only 1/3 that that person will be Zerg. I always go under that premise.
You can't do that. 20 kiddies who are watching don't listen to the big bad Mexican. It's not a very good strategy, I promise.
Well, look at the statistics. Only 1/3 Zerg, and I mean, what's the statistics for a Zerg player? That's random to do a 6-pull on you.
Quite high, actually. I could probably try and find where that statistic is. Although, I will admit, probably not a 6-pull, more of a 10-pull. But
Yeah, more of a 10-pull, yeah. No, definitely.
either way.
Nah, you do have to scout. I'm only trolling here, to be honest. Mexican trolling.
And we've got 2 gates, Chrono Warp Gate for Kewie. Pretty standard really against Terran, although he still doesn't know exactly what sort of build BiGbiRd is going for.
There's a bunker at the front here and factory and a starport. Could this be a 1-1?
I was just thinking that this could be a 1-1-1 build. I haven't seen one for quite a while.
Indeed. Come on, Zealot, hurry up. Gosh. Here we go. Get some shields. Good.
Now that tech lab, if this starport here, it is, so we can expect Banshees actually.
There it is. There's gonna be definitely a Banshee there. Alright. Is he gonna pull and prod?
4-gate. We have got a 4-gate coming in against a 1-1-1. These cheesy people.
It's like Swiss cheese versus here we go.
You know, BiGbiRd knows absolutely nothing about the army, which is just outside his doorstep, although he's about to now. Here we go.
There it is. He just sees it now. And we got 4 repairers on there. He's not going to get through there in a million years.
He isn't. He has, however, had to pull all of his SCVs almost.
Alright, what's going on here? Oh, he's going to go again and force field away those... Alright, this is the time, Kewie.
And a Banshee's up. Have we got Cloak yet? We don't quite have Cloak. But there's no detection, so this one Banshee...
Nearly there. Cloaking will be done. Cloaking will be done here.
He doesn't even need it as of yet, because there's no units whatsoever in Kewie's base.
There we go.
Oh, will it go down? It goes down.
It's down.
He pulled the SCVs just a fraction too late. And now the Banshee's coming back to help deal with this, but I think it all might be in vain.
Here comes the Banshee coming back. And another Banshee on there.
2 Banshees, both uncloaked. He loses one.
This could be very bad for a Terran player.
There's not a lot that can be done to come back from here.
He could just technically just do the damage. Come back home.
All these SCVs are just dying 1 by 1, then 2 by 2, and then bloody 4 by 4. They're trying to repair the tank.
And it's gone.
Tank goes down.
Take that Banshee now, buddy.
Banshee goes down.
I believe there'd be a
cheese coming left, but there are another 3 and a Zealot.
There we go.
GG. And GG.
Oh, there we go. Well done, Kewie. Well done. That was excellent.
Wasn't quite
That-
prepared for a 4-gate there. You know, it was just unlucky on BiGbiRd that he didn't have one or two SCVs just sitting there at his bunker so he would be able to defend until the other SCVs can come in and top it up. But
Indeed.
that's what you get for playing your off race, I guess, and playing as random.
Indeed, indeed. You gotta try something that's, you know, a little cheesy or something that, you know, you've probably done before.
Definitely. I also am not quite sure about pulling the Banshees back. He might have been able to force Kewie to retreat if he'd have been in his base, causing some havoc with the Banshees.
Yes.
But
Unfortunately, it's not gonna take a lot. The energy will run out on those Banshees, and there's just not enough,
they
I
will.
believe.
But that was very well played as a 4-gate can be anyway by Kewie. And we must
good
say as
counter
well,
to that
also
11-11.
quite well played by BiGbiRd.
Indeed. That was good. So, any more games?
I think we should take maybe a 5-minute break just in case anyway.
Indeed. Well, thanks
So-
for casting. That was excellent. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. And again, make sure you come visit our sponsors. We got Juice Studios for all your hosting needs there. So, www.juicestudios.com.au. And also our other sponsor, we have Terra Australis, or TA, an excellent clan there, sponsoring our SASL Season 3. So come check it out. And yeah, that's all for me.
Just
Thank
a
you.
quick one. Apparently, just thought I'd jump in here. Vision said that he'll be playing Marinade in a minute, so we might have a break.
Marinade.
I'm gonna call him Marinade because that's the new name. I've been meaning to call him Marinade for quite some time, but I just haven't had the opportunity. Nonetheless, I will stop the stream because my plan is to have a separate stream for each set. So we'll be
Excellent.
back hopefully shortly with Visions versus Marinade, or as many people know him as Maynard.
May not.
Thank you everyone and see you
Yep.
shortly.
Alright, see you shortly.